What is happening, you guys? JM Ryerson, which you probably already know, on Let's Go Win podcast. We are here for hot topics. Now, the guest that I was supposed to have on today is not here. And he no-showed last time and said, I'll be there, and is not here again today. Why do I tell you all that? What is the point? Why even do this podcast? Well, here's why I'm going to do the podcast, because I said I was going to. I committed to doing this live show. So those of you that saw it said, I'm going to go see what's happening. And so my commitment to you was to do it. Now, regardless if the guest shows up or does not, my commitment was to you to do it. So what is the point of me doing it? It is the very simple idea of do what you say you're going to do. For all of you out there, if you want to differentiate yourself with the masses, if you want to stand out, if you want to be looked at as someone that is reliable, accountable, someone you can depend on, someone in a relationship, someone in a work situation, this is the best piece of advice I can give you, is just do what you say you're going to do. It's a lesson that I learned from my parents long ago. And here's the deal. If you make a mistake, which by the way, we are all going to, I've certainly made my fair share of mistakes and will continue to, you apologize and say it won't happen again, which is exactly what this gentleman said. And again, I'm not going to say his name because that's not the point. I'm not even upset with him, but I will say as a societal whole, so often we'll say, sorry, okay, no problem. I can deal with that. But the next time you don't mess up again. You do everything in your power to be there on time, or more accurately, actually show up early so that if something were to happen. So if you have a meeting and let's just say you missed it because whatever, you had to go to a doctor's appointment. This happens, right? And you couldn't make it. So you no-show that person, which anybody that's ever been in sales or appointments or anything like that, it's one of the most frustrating things that happens is the no-show. However, the human side of us says, look, could their grandmother have died, or family emergency, or the tire blew, or name some reason. I won't say excuse at this point, but some reason. Absolutely, that's understandable. Like they weren't able to make it. As a human being, I can say, yeah, man, I've done that too. I've no-showed people. Most of the time, like 99% of the time, it was actually valid when I said I couldn't make it. I try to just be honest, but just to no-show and to do it twice, I'll tell you what, that in my opinion is irresponsible. And it's not something that I think we should allow people to do. So the lesson of the day, the hot topic for today, for anybody looking for that relationship, they're looking for that job, they want to stand out and go above and beyond, because I have hired and fired a lot of people through my career. But let's focus on the hiring, the positives. The people that truly say, I'm going to do this, and they follow through. Those are the people that I continue to keep in my circle, that I continue to raise up, that I refer out to other clients, to other people. So there's a couple schools of thought. You can overpromise and then underdeliver, or you can underpromise and then overdeliver. And let me tell you, in the moment, it feels better to overpromise. I do understand that because I've been in the room and I've seen it where somebody I worked with for a long time, one of the best at delivering great news. The challenge was they didn't always come through with what they had to say. So people were on a high. They're looking at this gentleman like, oh my gosh, he's amazing. And then the resentment, the letdown happens. I'm telling you guys, the under promise and then go over, above and beyond, deliver more than what you said, it doesn't feel as sexy in the moment, because I'm typically that guy. I'm going to under promise. And then my job, my hope, my goal is to then over deliver on your results. Lasting relationships will actually come from this than if you go the other way. So think of the time that you've done it with your spouse. Think of the times where you said you were going to do something and then didn't. What happens? Typically a fight ensues, arguments, finger pointing, not necessarily positive emotions happen. But if you under deliver, so for instance, if I do this with my wife, and so if she's listening, babe, I'm going to give you a secret. When she says, hey, can you unload the dishes? And if I say, sure, yeah, I could do that, and I don't do it that evening, the next morning, guess what? She's pissed off. She's angry. And she has every right, because my word, my commitment was, I'll go ahead and do the dishes. Is it a big deal that I didn't? No, but it pissed her off. It set her off in a place where I essentially didn't follow through on my word. I wasn't in integrity. And technically I lied to her, right? I didn't do it. A better way is, hey, babe, can you unload the dishes tonight? And I say, no, I can't do it tonight. I'm watching my sports center and it's really important that I get to bed by blah, blah, blah. So your dishes aren't important enough for me to do it tonight. Okay. Maybe a fight ensues. Maybe it's possible. I've been through it, but I say tomorrow morning, no problem. But guess what? I watch Sports Center. I get my lazy ass off the couch and I go and load the dishwasher that evening. The next morning, whether she sees it or doesn't, but it's really cool if she does see it. And she's like, wow, JM said he wasn't going to do it until today, and he actually did it last night. It's amazing how you can flip that script. And if you just change it just a little bit, where you're like, look, I'm going to under promise and then over deliver, it works like a charm. So lesson of the day, guys. And Scott, I love what you said, man. Yeah, I miss doing the dishes all the time, brother. But the wording that we use, and especially in our relationships and in work, the people that are really important to us, be true to your word. Show up earlier than you said you were going to, not later. Choose to do what you say you're going to do. So I would love to see you guys under promise and over deliver. But at the end of the day, what I would really love to see is just do what you say you're going to do. I hope you guys, that wasn't a lecture, because it certainly wasn't. It was just something that I'm passionate about. It's the one thing I feel I can hang my hat on. If I said I was going to do something, I'm going to. Does that mean I'm 100%? No. And when you mess up, apologize. But here's the deal. Don't let it happen again. You guys share this with others. Go out there, do what you say you're going to do. In fact, under promise, over deliver. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening. If this content is delivering value to you, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. That helps us build this community, and that is what we are all about. Building this community as big as we can, helping as many people as we can, and deliver as much value as possible. Be sure to head over to letsgowinpodcast.com for information on my coaching courses, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Let's Go Win 365. Let's go win and transcend in life.
This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.